Welcome to Haven of Prayer, the sacred space where faith meets hope and miracles unfold through the power of prayer. If you've been feeling overwhelmed by financial stress, if debt has become a heavy burden on your heart, know this: you are not alone, and you are not without help. In today's video, I invite you to open your heart to heaven's answer to financial struggles. This isn't just a prayer, it's a spiritual turning point. A moment where you can surrender your worries to God and invite His divine provision into every area of your life. So many of us face hidden battles, silent nights filled with anxiety, wondering how we'll make it through the month. But in the middle of the storm there is a light. God sees your struggle, He knows your needs, and He has already prepared a way. Stay with me until the end, because this prayer is designed not only to lift you out of financial hardship, but to renew your faith and restore your peace. Each word you speak will be a seed planted in trust. Watch how God brings the harvest. If you're ready to experience a breakthrough, if your spirit is crying out for help, then don't click away. Let's walk this journey together and invite heaven's response to your earthly needs. Now take a deep breath, open your heart, and let's pray.
God, here I am again, just me and you. My heart feels restless, and my mind has been running in circles. These financial struggles are wearing me down, and sometimes I wonder how much longer I can hold it all together. I'm not here to complain, Lord, but to lay down my worries at your feet, because I know you're the only one who truly understands what I'm carrying. Lately, it feels like every bill echoes louder than the last, and no matter how hard I try, my efforts seem to fall short. But I believe you haven't brought me this far just to leave me here. I'm not only asking for money. What I need, Lord, is your wisdom, your direction, and the kind of peace that makes no sense to this world. I know you haven't forgotten me. You see the tears I don't show, the pressure I try to hide. That's why I lift this prayer to you. Not out of desperation, but out of faith. I trust that you can turn this around. I trust that you are already moving in ways I can't yet see. Please guide me, even in the smallest of things. Give me fresh ideas. Open doors I haven't even knocked on yet, and bring people into my life who carry blessing, not just for me, but so I can bless them too. Don't let anxiety cloud my judgment, and don't let fear choke out the light of my faith. Right now, I offer you every single concern, the debts, the deadlines, the late-night thoughts that steal my peace. I'm not looking for magic. I'm seeking a miracle only you can work out, the kind that changes everything. Even when nothing around me seems to change, teach me how to trust you when the numbers don't add up. Help me believe even when there's no visible way forward. I know you hear this prayer. I know heaven is never silent when your children call out. That's why I won't give up. Not today. Not while I still have breath. You know what's deep inside me, Lord. You know I'm not asking for riches, just for enough. Enough to care for those I love. Enough to breathe without the weight of lack pressing me down. Let your provision come not just to meet my needs, but to remind me and others that you are faithful. I ask you to unlock every opportunity that's been kept from me. Where I've heard no, let there now be a yes. Where I've been overlooked, let there be favor. I believe there are blessings with my name on them, just waiting to be released. And when those chances come, help me recognize them. Don't let fear or doubt hold me back. Give me courage to act wisely, to be patient when answers delay, and to keep walking even when I can't see the road clearly. Because when you move, Lord, everything falls into place. Strengthen me as I search for work. Let every application, every interview, every conversation be touched by your hand. Keep me from giving up. Help me stay steady, grounded, and full of hope, knowing you never forget those who trust you with everything they've got. And if something I want doesn't come through, let it be because you have something greater in store. Teach me to wait, not passively, but with a ready heart. I want to keep moving, even if the destination is still hidden. I want to keep believing that you're preparing the perfect path for me. Even now, Holy Trinity, my safe place, my constant anchor, I lift my voice to you, not as someone defeated, but as a son who knows who his father is. When the world gives me silence, you speak. When I run out of strength, you become my strength. Your love never fails. Not once, not ever. I lean into your promise to provide. I rest in the truth that you're working behind the scenes, even when I don't see results yet. I'm here not just asking for a job, but for a calling, something with purpose, something that brings meaning to my days, and allows me to serve others with joy and integrity. Lord, I've lost count of the times you've been there for me, even when I didn't notice. You've sent comfort when my tears had no words, and made a way when I thought nothing would come. So today, from the deepest place in my soul, I want to thank you, not just for what you've done, but for who you are. A faithful, just, and loving God who never turns his back on his children. I don't want my gratitude to be shallow or momentary. I want it to be seen in the way I live, in the choices I make, in how I treat others. You've held me up when I had no strength left. You've been my calm in chaos, my steady ground when everything else felt unstable. Blessed Trinity, stay close, walk with me, and keep reminding me that if you are my peace, then loneliness can never truly win. Some days, the weight on my heart isn't just about bills or burdens. It's about the invisible threats, the ones that come through doubt, harsh words, or people who secretly want to see me fail. But I choose not to give those shadows too much power. I lift my eyes higher and hold on to the truth that you are stronger than any darkness I face. I know there are people who'd rather see me stumble, but I'm learning not to focus on that. Instead, I focus on the light, the kind that never burns out. Real victory doesn't mean avoiding battles. It means walking through them without letting bitterness take root. And in every step, I long for a protection that reaches beyond what I can see. I don't expect a life without trouble, but I do trust that no trap set against me can succeed when I walk in truth. I'm not asking for revenge, just peace. The kind of peace that lets me keep moving with a clean heart and an unburdened mind. My thoughts grow stronger when I remember that light always wins. Just like dawn breaks the night, goodness finds a way to outlast whatever evil tries to disguise itself as truth. I don't fear what others plan behind closed doors, because my future doesn't rest in their hands. It rests in yours. Each step I take, I try to take with intention. I don't want to harm anyone or fall into useless fights. But if I stumble, let it be part of my growth, not out of fear, not out of anger. Just a reminder that even in falling, there's a lesson. And in those lessons, I find new reasons to believe. Some nights stretch endlessly, and the silence fills with thoughts that won't let me rest. In that quiet, I speak to you with faith, believing you hear me with compassion. I'm not chasing quick relief. I'm asking for healing, the kind that reaches the places I've hidden even from myself. Through the example of those who trusted before me, like Joseph, who served quietly, and Mary, whose faith never wavered. I lift this prayer. I believe their faith still echoes, and that their trust in you still has power when carried with sincerity. I've tried handling things on my own, but some weights are too heavy to carry alone. That's why I surrender, not out of defeat, but from a place of humility. I open my heart in search of the peace I've been missing. I want to feel steady again. I want to believe that calm still has a place in me. Yes, anxiety and fear have left their marks, but I refuse to let them define where I'm going. I believe that answers are still on their way. Until they come, all I ask is for clarity, to think straight, to choose well, to trust that what troubles me today can shape a stronger faith tomorrow. I'm ready to keep going, but I need a sign, a spark that tells me which way to move. Let this prayer rise like a quiet whisper to heaven, and may it be the beginning of something new, something I've been hoping for, even if I couldn't put it into words. Worries don't always come with noise. Sometimes they slip in when all is still, stealing peace and clouding my thoughts. I've tried to ignore them, to drown them in distractions, but deep down I know what I need is direction. Something steady, something true. With so many choices before me, some urgent, others delicate, I realize how easy it is to take a wrong turn. That's why I'm not asking for a shortcut. I'm asking for wisdom, the kind that helps me move with care, to make choices that don't leave scars, to live in a way that reflects what I believe. There are moments when I feel lost, unsure if the road I'm on is the right one. In those moments, even the smallest nudge could make all the difference. I'm not trying to control the whole journey. I just want to find the next step with confidence, knowing you're guiding me towards something good. I long for an inner compass that never fails, a voice inside that encourages kindness when the world suggests selfishness, that inspires hope when it would be easier to give up. May every choice I make carry purpose. May my actions reflect a heart that still believes in light. And if I drift, if I wander, let life itself guide me back to center. I don't need perfection, just a sincere desire to keep doing what's right, even when the pressure tempts me to give in. Some days, all I want is to be heard without judgment, to know that someone sees the weight I'm carrying and doesn't see it as weakness, but as something real. I'm not looking for applause, just a quiet reassurance that I'm not walking through this alone. Each day brings its own challenges, and while I try to stay grounded, there are moments that shake me more than I care to admit. I question my path, second-guess decisions, and wonder if I'm missing the mark. But even in those doubts, I turn inward, to the place where faith still breathes. And there, I still believe that things can change. Some days, God, I just want to do what's right, even when the pressure feels like too much. I want to make choices that reflect what I believe in. Choices that speak louder than words, that leave a quiet trail of good behind me. And if I ever drift from that path, I pray you bring me back with gentleness, not shame, because I'm trying, even when it doesn't show. There are things I can't control, situations that are still unfolding, and my heart feels stretched waiting for answers. Some needs press heavy and urgent, others take time, but all of them are real. So I bring them to you, honestly, hoping they'll be met with understanding, not silence, with justice that doesn't delay too long. I want each step I take to carry something of your goodness, something unseen but steady. Even with all my flaws, let my life be open to blessings, even the ones I don't expect or fully understand. Sometimes, The greatest miracles are the quietest. When a promise rises from deep inside, it's not just a wish, it's a response to mercy. If I see this heavy need met, I won't pretend I earned it. I'll honor it with how I live, not as a deal, but as a thank you that shows in my actions, not just my words. I've always admired those who live out their faith without needing attention. Just steady hearts and quiet kindness. People who keep building peace in small ways. That's what I want too. To live aligned with what I believe, to handle what I've been given with care, and to share it without holding back. There's no greater gift than peace when everything is falling apart. To breathe deep when answers are missing, to stand calm in the middle of the storm. That's the kind of grace I'm after. Teach me to stay grounded when things shift. Help me act from peace, not panic, even when I'm struggling to understand the why. Real joy doesn't come from perfect days. It comes from having strength inside when the outside world is falling short. So I ask for that quiet strength, the kind that helps me hold on without breaking, that keeps fear from stealing what I've been building with so much effort. I'm still learning how to walk in faith, not as an idea, but as a way of being, something real, something that gives purpose even to the days I wish I could skip, something that carries me when everything else says give up. There's a heaviness that doesn't always show, but it weighs on me like a stone. It comes with tired thoughts, old memories, or just the exhaustion of trying so hard with so little change. In those moments, I don't need quick fixes. I need to know there's something bigger than my pain, something that won't let me drown. The toughest trials don't always come loud. Sometimes they creep in with silence and long nights that feel endless. Still, I believe they hold the seeds of change, that the struggle I can't bear today will become the story of how I grew stronger, how I found light again, how kindness found me when I least expected it. It doesn't take much to change a heavy day. A kind word, a soft look, even a sign I almost missed. I'm not asking for my sorrow to vanish instantly. I'm just hoping it transforms into something softer, something that teaches, something that opens my heart instead of closing it. Even in the quiet grief I carry, I believe good can still come from it, something that lifts me and gives me reason to keep moving. I want to see beyond the pain, to find out what it's teaching me about who I am and what really matters. That's why I won't close myself off from comfort. I want to stay open to whatever good still waits for me. Because I know that even the darkest stretches of the road can hide blessings I haven't seen yet. Getting through the hard stuff isn't just a hope. It's a deep need that rises when life feels like too much. Every challenge feels like a test, not just of my endurance, but of my belief. And still, I press forward, searching for the kind of strength that finds me when mine runs out. What worries me more than obvious obstacles are the quiet intentions behind smiles. Sometimes danger hides in soft voices and polite gestures. That's why today, I ask not only for protection on the outside, but also on the inside, so that lies don't fool me and fear doesn't sneak into my heart. I still believe something sacred watches over me, even when I don't feel it. I've made it through moments I thought would break me. That tells me something invisible has been holding me together. Some grace that didn't let go, even when I fell apart. My well-being isn't just about what I do. It's also about what I allow in. So I ask for clarity to recognize what slowly drains me, and courage to walk away from anything that doesn't help me grow. No matter how nicely it's dressed up, I don't want anything in my life that tears me down. So here I am, taking a breath, setting my focus again. Not on what I fear, but on what I hope. I want to move forward stronger, wiser, covered by something greater than luck. Because no matter how dark things get, if I keep faith alive, I know I'll never fight alone. What I long for most is a kind of peace that doesn't vanish with bad news. A stillness that doesn't shake when trouble knocks. That calm that sits deep in the soul, where the world's noise loses its grip. I want to live from that place. I want that peace to become my shelter. I've learned peace doesn't come from avoiding problems, but from how I stand in the middle of them. So today, I choose to let go of what drains me. Thoughts that hold me back, connections built on fear or pain. I'm done fighting battles that don't need to be mine. Let everything that's tried to steal my calm stay behind me. I won't carry what hurt me into what's ahead. I won't give space in my mind to anything that brought confusion or caused wounds I'm still healing from. There's something new waiting for me, and I need to be light enough to reach it. God, I don't want to keep looking over my shoulder, trying to find meaning in everything that went wrong. I'm choosing, right here and now, to invest my energy in what's still possible, in what I can nurture, in the hope that still lies ahead. That choice gives me back a sense of direction, a quiet kind of strength, and a clearer view of who I want to become. The road to inner peace often starts with brave decisions. One of those is this. I'm letting go of what I can't change, stepping into today with open hands, and walking forward with the intention to live in peace, even when it's hard to hold on to. There are intentions that never get spoken aloud, yet I can feel them. Hidden glances, cold smiles, the quiet sting of jealousy. Still, I don't want to meet negativity with more negativity. Instead, give me the strength to stay steady. I don't want twisted motives to shape my thoughts or steal my calm. I'm walking forward with my eyes wide open and my spirit anchored in truth. I won't allow bitterness to infect my path or hidden malice to pull me off course. Let every trap fall apart before it ever reaches me. Let every word meant to harm dissolve before it leaves a trace. I don't want revenge. I just want to walk unshaken. I'm learning to guard what gives me peace, to preserve my space, my focus, and the joy that I fight so hard to keep. I won't allow someone else's darkness to dim the light I carry, nor their poison to turn my heart hard. There's something deeper that shields me, truth, clarity, and staying loyal to what's right, even when it costs me. I'm not disturbed by judgmental stares like I used to be. I recognize now. Those projections aren't mine to carry. My life isn't open to bitterness. It's meant to grow, to heal, and to shine towards something bigger than myself. And as I take each step, I trust that I'll feel more solid, more protected, like a man walking through shadows but wrapped in light he didn't create, yet chooses to carry. Not all attacks are obvious. Some people rely on hidden ways, thinking they can twist someone else's fate with quiet hatred or strange rituals. But I'm not afraid of what I don't understand, because I know my life is held by something far greater, cleaner, and more powerful than any scheme in the dark. I reject anything that tries to steal my well-being from the shadows. Let no harmful intent enter my life. Let nothing steer me away from the path I'm choosing with so much care. I walk with a desire for peace, and I won't let invisible threats drag me into fear. If there are hearts out there hardened by envy or resentment, let them take a different road. I don't wish them harm, just distance. Let them grow tired before they ever get close to me. And if they continue sending out ill will, let that energy fade before it reaches my door. I find comfort in the quiet ways I'm protected. An honest word, a wise pause, a calm decision. I don't need charms or rituals to feel safe. I just need to remember who I am, what I believe, and what I refuse to accept in my life. As long as I keep walking with a steady heart and a clear purpose, no shadow has the power to break me. May anything meant to wound me vanish before it arrives, like a mist that can't stand in the light. Those who try to harm others don't just hurt their target, they hurt themselves too. Every destructive act leaves a scar, even on the one who caused it. That's why I don't wish for anyone to suffer. I just hope they realize what their actions cost before it's too late. We all harvest what we plant. I can't stop others from choosing darkness, but I can keep my soul untouched by it. I'd rather build something meaningful with my thoughts, my words, and the way I treat people. I want my life to reflect healing, not harm. There are moments when I feel fragile, like everything I'm carrying is too heavy to explain. That's when I lean harder into what strengthens me. Integrity, clarity, peace of mind. These are the things that light my path when it starts to dim. I don't ask for my enemies to be punished. I just want them out of my story. May they find another way, one that doesn't involve tearing others down. In the meantime, I'll keep walking, surrounded by a quiet force that steadies me when I start to waver. And if someday our paths cross again, I hope they find me unchanged by hate, grounded by grace, stronger not because I fought back, but because I refuse to fall. Some burdens don't show on the outside, but I feel them pressing on my chest like I've been holding the sky on my shoulders. These are the silent weights, worries I carry without realizing, slowly draining the joy out of my days. More than anything right now, I want to let them go and find the peace I've been missing. I wish I could leave behind everything that steals my rest, clouds my thoughts, and keeps me far from who I know I can be. But I know wishing isn't enough. I need help to heal, wisdom to understand, and courage to keep moving without getting stuck in what I can't undo. What I long for is real change, not just in my circumstances, but deep within. I want to grow from the inside out, to build patience where I used to rush, to choose fairness over pride, to meet others with compassion instead of defense. Not just for my own peace, but so I can be a blessing in someone else's life too. Every day has its battles, and each one is an invitation to rise. I'm not looking for perfection. I just want to live in alignment with what I believe, even when that means choosing the hard road. That kind of integrity, that's where true peace begins. Lord, some days I feel like I'm just barely moving forward, like each step takes more effort than the last. But when I look closer, I see the quiet victories. A moment of patience, a word spoken in love, a fear replaced by trust. These small triumphs are proof that you're still shaping me, even when I don't notice it. There are times, though, when a heaviness creeps in, a kind of silence inside me that pushes out the light. I don't always know where it comes from. It just settles there, dulling the things that once stirred joy in my heart. And when that happens, I long for a safe place, a space where I can breathe again without fear pressing in. I've found myself stuck in patterns I didn't choose, clinging to habits that don't serve who I want to become. Some thoughts pull me down without warning, and emotions I thought I'd buried come rushing back. But even when I feel lost in that noise, I know I'm not meant to stay there. I want to rise above what dims my soul, but I can't do it alone. I need something greater to lift me out of it. I admit I've looked for comfort in all the wrong places, hoping quick fixes would soothe a deeper ache. But that longing for meaning, for redemption, for peace, it never left. It's still there, waiting for me to pay attention. And this time, I want to answer that call with open hands and a willing heart. I'm tired of surface-level change. I don't want to just look fine on the outside, while something inside me keeps breaking. I want to be rebuilt from within. Not to erase my past, but to let it teach me what real healing looks like. I'm ready to live with purpose, not just float through days pretending everything's okay. This path I'm trying to follow isn't always clear. Some mornings I wake up unsure of the direction, surrounded by doubts that whisper I'm not enough. But deep down, I know what I'm searching for. Not a perfect life, but a life anchored in something real. I need a voice that cuts through the noise and reminds me I'm not walking blind. Help me pay attention to the choices I make, even the ones that seem small, because those decisions shape more than just my day. They shape who I become. I want to choose what leads to life, what pulls me closer to truth, what keeps me aligned with the man I'm trying to be. I don't want to keep stumbling into the same mistakes. I want the courage to take the hard path when it's the right one, and the humility to admit when I've gone off course. Let my actions reflect what I believe, not out of fear, but because I want to walk in light, not shadow. And if I fall, don't let shame keep me down. Let me rise stronger, with lessons etched into my spirit. I don't need to be flawless, just honest, just faithful, just willing to keep showing up, heart open. Sometimes the weight I carry isn't even mine alone. I think about the people I love, the ones I'd do anything to protect. And that's what makes it harder when I feel powerless to help them. I want to be their strength, but I know I can't always be enough. So I ask you to cover them when I can't, to hold them steady when I'm not there to stand beside them. Life moves fast, and the days can slip by before I catch my breath. Still, I ask you to surround my family with unseen grace, to be their shelter, their compass, their quiet source of hope. Even when storms come, let them feel covered, not alone. There are moments when hope flickers, fragile and faint. But even then, a single word, a breath of prayer, a memory of faith is enough to light it again. And when it returns, even softly, it becomes the strength I didn't know I had. Enough to keep believing when logic tells me not to. I know I'm not the only one who feels this way. Somewhere, someone else is praying like I am. Not for riches or answers, but for peace, for meaning, for a sense of direction. Even if we never meet, I believe our hearts are joined by the same search. And maybe that's how you work, connecting us in silent ways we'll never understand. Each honest prayer, each whisper from a weary soul, carries weight. And maybe, just maybe, those prayers ripple outward, not only blessing the one who speaks them, but reaching someone else who's holding on by a thread. Sometimes, Lord, I forget how powerful a simple prayer can be. Just a whisper from the heart can carry more weight than all the noise in the world. And when others, like me, lift their voices with honest intention, I feel like we're building something invisible but strong. A quiet chain of hope that reaches farther than we'll ever know. There are ordinary moments that suddenly feel sacred. A morning sky, a glance filled with kindness, a warm conversation that feels like shelter. Lately, I've started to notice them more. In the stillness of my home, in the unnoticed corners of the day, I sense something gentle holding me, something steady that replaces worry with peace. I've come to realize that the most meaningful blessings don't always come wrapped in miracles. They show up in a full pantry, in laughter around the dinner table, in the comfort of knowing my loved ones are safe. And I don't want to rush past those things anymore. I want to slow down and honor them by living with intention and a grateful heart. My faith has never been flawless, but it has stayed with me. In the joyful seasons and when the ground beneath me felt uncertain. It flickers sometimes, but it never goes out. It's from that place that I feel called to share the goodness I've received, to be a reflection of the light I've been given. I don't want to hold it all in. Not the healing, not the lessons, not the glimpses of grace. If my words can carry comfort, if my choices can show another way, then let my life be a small spark in someone else's darkness. I know there are people waiting for a sign, and maybe you could use me to deliver it. Let me walk in a way that points to you. Let my voice carry hope, not just noise. And if there's a deeper purpose for all I've lived, I want to keep learning how to step into it without fear. In the moments when I felt most exposed, when strength seemed far from reach, it wasn't willpower that kept me going. It was the quiet belief that you were still near. Even when I had no words left, something in me knew I was being heard. That kind of faith is what gives me the courage to keep moving. I've come to understand that asking for help doesn't make me weak. It makes me real. Dropping the mask, admitting I don't have all the answers, that's when real change begins. So here I am again, not hiding, not pretending, just bringing you the truth of what I carry. I'm not here to demand that everything go my way. I'm asking for what will truly help me grow. Even if it looks different from what I imagined. Shape my desires to match what's good and right for this path you've laid before me. I know your answers don't always come as thunder or signs in the sky. Sometimes they're quiet. A moment of clarity, an unexpected opportunity, or that unexplainable calm that washes over me when everything feels out of control. Help me stay open to those signs, ready to respond with trust and courage. What I'm asking for now isn't just a passing wish. It's a need that runs deep. And by placing it in your hands, I'm not just asking for the outcome. I'm surrendering to the journey. Teach me to walk through it with eyes wide open and a spirit willing to grow. When I pray for provision, I'm not only thinking of myself, I think of the people I love. The ones who lean on me, the ones I want to protect and support. I long to give them something lasting. Not just comfort today, but a foundation for the days ahead. Real abundance isn't just about numbers or things. It's about the ability to share, to plant seeds in the right places and watch them flourish. I want the work of my hands to bear fruit. I hope the decisions I make now will build a future of peace, not anxiety. I know I'm not the only one feeling the pressure. There are so many of us trying to breathe under the weight of bills and responsibilities. I lift them up too. The silent fighters, the ones holding everything together without anyone noticing. May freedom find them. May new paths appear where they've only seen walls. In seasons of scarcity, it's easy to panic, to believe this struggle is permanent. But I want to fix my gaze on what's possible. That what's broken can still be repaired. That what's stalled can begin to flow again. That nothing is too far gone for renewal. So I keep showing up, eyes alert, heart steady, doing what I can with what I have. I hold on to the belief that steady effort, rooted in faith, opens doors I couldn't force open on my own. I've lived through times when money just wasn't enough. Not because I wasn't trying, but because life threw more at me than I could carry. And in that storm, I had to breathe slow, stay grounded, and keep choosing trust over fear. What I want most isn't luxury, it's peace. The kind that lets me sleep without worry. The kind that tells my children everything will be okay. I dream of the day when covering expenses won't feel like a battle, when there's balance again. I long for that steady rhythm of provision, where income is consistent, opportunities make sense, and the stress of counting every penny gives way to relief. Let that flow return. Let what was lost be restored in a way that's wiser, stronger, and built to last. I also pray that those around me stop seeing my struggle as failure. That judgment would be replaced with understanding. That the weight of assumptions would fall away. And what remains is respect for the fight behind every choice I've made. For now, I walk forward with intention, seeking honest work, managing what I have with care, and believing that there's still a better chapter ahead. A chapter of order, of strength, of provision for the people I love the most. Lord, before I step away from this quiet space we've shared, I feel something stirring in me. Not to hold this moment just for myself. If anything in these words brought comfort to my heart, or sparked even a flicker of hope in the middle of my struggles, then maybe someone else out there is needing that same kind of light right now. I know how a small gesture, one simple word, can shift the weight someone's been carrying. Maybe there's someone close to me who doesn't know how to ask for comfort, who's been praying in silence for a sign. This message might be the bridge they didn't know they needed, the hand reaching out in the middle of their storm. And if there's something I've been keeping tucked deep inside, a hope too delicate to say out loud, maybe it's time I speak it. Maybe I write it down, even just for myself. But if I feel bold enough, I'll leave it out in the open, trusting that someone will lift it up in prayer alongside me. Because sometimes, knowing someone else is standing with you in faith changes everything. This space, God, it's more than just words. It's become a shelter for the soul. A place where I can show up as I am, with doubts and dreams, without needing to explain myself. A place where I can reconnect with you, without feeling like I have to perform or pretend. And if others are still looking for a place like that, I hope they find it here too. There's something sacred about passing on what's helped us heal. When I feel something move in me, something real, it's worth sharing, because when a prayer finds its way into someone else's life, it can plant seeds I'll never see grow, but you will. Some messages don't arrive just for us. Sometimes they're delivered into our hands so we can carry them to someone else. And when those words are rooted in truth, when they rise from faith and a genuine desire to bring comfort, they can ripple farther than we'll ever know. That's why I don't want to keep this to myself. Lord, help me become someone who builds bridges with what I've been given. Let me be a voice that cuts through noise with compassion. There's so much heaviness in the world. Fear, isolation, despair. But I believe that one honest message, shared with love, can be enough to spark change. Not everyone is brave enough to say they're struggling. Some wait quietly, hoping something will come to meet them where they are. Maybe this prayer reaches someone who's been searching without words. Maybe I get to be a part of that quiet miracle. Choosing to pass along a message that heals is another way to show love. And in a world filled with shouting and shadows, deciding to spread peace instead of panic, to offer faith instead of fear, is a powerful act, one that can reshape hearts without us even realizing it.
Before you move on with your day, I want to speak directly to your heart. If this message spoke to your spirit, if it brought clarity, comfort, or a spark of renewed faith, then I invite you not to keep it to yourself. Let it travel beyond this screen. Someone close to you might be silently longing for a word just like this one. Here on Faith in Every Step, our mission is to be more than just a voice. We strive to be a refuge, a lighthouse for souls walking through storms, and a reminder that God's presence is never far. If you haven't yet, I encourage you to subscribe and become part of this growing circle of faith, where prayer is not just a habit but a way of life. I ask you, as a brother in faith, to take a moment and share this video with someone who might need a gentle reminder that they are not walking alone. A friend, a relative, a coworker. You never know who's waiting for a word of hope to light their path. And if you carry a personal prayer in your heart, don't hesitate to leave it in the comments. I read each one with care and lift them up in prayer, trusting that where two or more agree, heaven listens. Let's keep this wave of light moving. Because when we share faith, we're not just posting content. We're planting seeds of grace in places we may never see, but God surely will. So thank you for watching, for believing, and for choosing hope. This journey isn't over. And neither is what God can do through you. Stay strong, stay prayerful, and I'll see you in the next video, right here on Faith in Every Step.